But isn't it good to know God don't change? We change on ourselves. You might as well say, yes, I do. But isn't it glad to know that even though you can't trust yourself sometimes, you can still trust God. The same yesterday, today, and forevermore. So y'all, he said that ought to give you some hope. That ought to give you some confidence. That Cliff, no matter what you're going through, that the same God who got you through that house fire last time, if it should happen again, I ain't worried. That same God that got you through that wreck, it'll get you through again. Now, he don't want us to go back and do the same thing over again. Well, Pastor, I can do it again. No, I didn't. I can say, should it happen? In case it happens. The same God that brought you through will bring you through once again. We're having the witnesses in there that have been through some stuff. They the only one, I think the only one anybody ever been through anything. And it wasn't anybody but God. You know that God brought you through. Doctor looked and shook their head. Bank said no 12 times. But then you messed around and you started praising God. And God came through. He may have had to use somebody else, but it still came through. He said the same God that did it before will do it again. He says on that ought to give you some hope. That ought to give you some confidence. That ought to give you some swag to know that I don't have to worry about what will happen to me. Because my God is still alive. God ain't dead, y'all. He's still alive. Somebody say he sits high and he looks down low. He has compassion on his children, not for just one generation, but from generation to generation, to generation to generation. So I don't even have to worry about Christian. Because the same God that got me is the same God that got him. Is anybody glad today that we serve a God like that? Think of all he's done. Think of the victories. Now watch this now, that you've seen him do in other folks' life. Think of the miracles you've seen him do around somebody else's house. And if that don't make you happy now, think about what he's done for you. Think about what he's done for your family. Think about how he's brought you through. And David said, you ought to be able to say, the Lord is my life. The Lord is my salvation. The Lord is the strength of my life. So what we need to walk away with today, Pastor? We'll walk away with the fact that you don't have to be scared. You can say to yourself, I will not fear. Because Jesus is my salvation. I should have been dead. When I told that lie, it should have been a death sentence. But thanks be to God that he don't work like that. That Jesus' blood saved me to the utmost. Is anybody glad for that? What else do I need to say, Pastor? I will not fear. Because Jesus is my salvation. I will not fear. Because Jesus is my strength. And then I know that if God did it before, that God, that same God, that God who doesn't change, that he will indeed do it again. So now you're talking to your neighbor one last time. We almost through. Ask your neighbor, neighbor, oh neighbor, y'all ain't talking to her. Find somebody. Come on now, come on now. Get ready to go. Look at him, neighbor, oh neighbor. Since you know what God can do, what you scared of? And now you need to work on self. All right, y'all ready? Self. Oh self. Since you know when trouble comes, be like David. Ask yourself, whom shall I fear? Ask yourself, what or who do I need to be afraid of? You don't even have to be afraid of the devil. Jesus is already taking care of him, y'all. When he comes in his many forms, don't worry about it. Jesus said, be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. David said, you need to have hope and you need to have confidence. And it needs to be boiling over. Now, don't take this swag thing the wrong way. It's not swag and hope and confidence in yourself. It's swag and hope and confidence in the Lord. And the Bible says that now bragging and boasting on ourselves is a sin. But when we brag and boast on the Lord, it brings glory to him. When you tell somebody, look, and let me tell you what God has done for me. Look, and let me show you this scar, and let me show you this scar. Let me let you see my x-rays. Let me let you see the doctor's report. Let me let you see my financials from way back when, and now God is blessed. Oh, come on, y'all, you got to know the real. Let me show you something. And that same God who did it for me, now here's what we need to do, y'all. We need to tell somebody else. Because somebody needs to know that the same God that did it for you will do it for them too. And then when God blesses them, don't get upset. Don't get mad. Wait for your time. And know if God did it for them, he'll do it for you too. Is that all right? If you receive this word today, come on, give God some praise. Come on.